Your first book is called One, A Journey of Gwen Womack Begins. What was your purpose in writing book one, and what are your feelings about the series?
Well, I think my purpose in writing the book was, well, first of all, I felt that my story needed to be told. And it was cathartic for me to write it, but I because I know my story, I know that there are so many other people, male, female, boys, girls, that have had some of those experiences and could potentially have those experiences. And I wanted it to speak to the abuser as well as the abuse, the addict as well as the person who is selling the drug. And the series, I think, because it's such a long story that it's hard to capture in one book. So I think that's where the series came in. And book one is an overview, I think, and an introduction to my growing up in Kentucky. And then we have a cliffhanger at the end.
Tell me about the cliffhanger.
Well, the cliffhanger actually, the book actually starts out in the beginning and kind of gives you a peek into the ending. And it deals with a situation that occurred one night in this early, I think it was late 70s, maybe early 80s in Charleston, West Virginia. And I had left the club, was leaving the club, and realized that the last ride or the bus had closed, so I didn't have transportation to get to, as I didn't have a car, so I didn't have transportation to get home, which would be the west side of Charleston. And if I tried to walk that, looking back now, it's not that far, but at that time it would have been about maybe 5 or 6 miles. And so a car pulled up, and I knew the two guys that were in the car. So I had seen them pretty much every day because we frequented the same clubs. And one of the guys asked me, if he commented on my being out that late, late at night and so forth. And I felt very comfortable with him. And so they gave me a ride. He asked me if I needed a ride. I said yes, to go to the west side. And so I got in the car with him. And as it turns out, that was probably one of the biggest mistakes. Could have been one of the biggest mistakes, because when we got to the west side, I needed to go to the bathroom after one of the guys, Robert Lee, said to me that he needed to make a stop by his house, and then they would continue on with my journey to where I was staying at the time. And while we were there, I asked if I could use the bathroom, and I went into the bathroom. And I heard them talking in the room that was adjacent to the bathroom about them taking me, let's in his words were, let's get this bitch. And I knew then that they had planned to do something. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen, but I knew it wouldn't be good. And the area that we were in at the time, it was what in West Virginia is called a holler. And it's just one way in and one way out. And so there I was in their bathroom, and I didn't really know the house, but I knew where the door was where I came in. So I waited a while until I could, make sure they were not close. And when their conversation silenced, I got up and ran out the front door, and I had to jump down. And I wasn't real familiar with the area, and there was not a lot of street lights there, so I ran directly across the street, because I knew if I could kind of fade into the trees that they probably couldn't find me. And I ran, and I wasn't sure what was behind the houses, but I ran between these two houses, and I could hear them chasing me, and they were calling my name and chasing me. So the only thing I knew to do was just keep running, and then I fell. In the movies, everybody falls. Well, this wasn't a part of acting. I actually fell. And when I fell into a ditch. And the reason I say it was a ditch was because, you know, I could feel that the ground was different, and I fell into some water. And thank God it wasn't a lot of water, because I don't swim well. And but when I I heard them coming, and the thing I think that my salvation was, there was a lot of trees, so I started taking the leaves and just putting them all over myself and to cover myself from top to bottom. And it was so, I think there was just an act of God, because there were so many leaves there that I could literally cover my entire body. And I remember the only thing, and I guess this part did come from the movies, thinking that I needed to breathe. So the only thing that was open was actually my nose and a little bit of, and I had learned how to breathe, you know, just by blowing out. I don't know what the fish is. There's when I would have, I had seen the goldfish, the tanks that have fish, and there was a couple of fish that if you just kind of, I would breathe that way. And I laid there, and I could hear them walking all around me. I don't know how they didn't step on me, but, you know, they kept saying they had to find me. And I wasn't sure what the intention was, but I laid there, and before I realized it, I had actually laid there literally for about 5 hours. And I didn't move. I stayed there until the break of dawn. And when I kind of made an opening where I could peer out, it was morning. And I thought to myself, there's no way they're going to stay out here this long. They probably thought that I was gone. And so I came out, and I couldn't see myself, you know, but I realized that I could see my surroundings. And so I got up, and I went to this house that was to a little further down. And this lady, I knocked on her door, and I must have looked awful, because when she came to the door, she was like, you know, she was taken aback, and then she opened her, there was like a storm door, a glass storm door, and she opened the door, cracked it, and I said, you know, some guys had been chasing me, and I needed to, you know, first I really needed to use the bathroom, but I asked if I could catch a taxi, if she could call me a taxi, and I really didn't have money, and I don't think I was thinking, I just knew I needed to get out of that area, and she invited me in, and she asked me if I was hungry, and I said no, but I noticed that she did have some, I think it was some lemon cake or something there, and I really wanted it, but I didn't want to think, okay, you just came out of a ditch, you know, you should still be hysterical and not paying attention to that cake over there. But she let me clean myself up, and when I looked in the mirror, I had mud all over me. There was just mud everywhere. And then I realized, you know, actually what had happened, how close I'd come, but then at the same time, I saw my resilience, you know, because I realized I laid in that ditch probably about from 2 o'clock in the morning till about 8 o'clock in the morning, and never came out. So that's kind of the beginning, the entrance into the next 20 years. I need to make a correction, guys. You know, this is so new for me, and I'm so grateful. But I did make a mistake in my haste. It wasn't the late 70s, early 80s. A lot of other things were happening at that time. But this happened at the late 60s, early 70s. Because I think I was maybe 19 at the time. But there's more to come, so stay tuned.